I need all my ops out the way doing backflips. Girl, that man lying on you like a mattress. Blessings falling down, better catch it, girl. Everything you do is high fashion. Goddamn the whole package. He a dead man, he a casket. Baby girl, what you asking? I need all my ops out the way doing. I need all my ops out the way doing backflips. I need all my ops out the way doing. Ops out the way doing. Yeah, hot boy, I don't need to take a top off. It's the real deal, ain't a knockoff. Keep the chains on, but the locks off. Always down to ride when it pop off. Staring in the mirror like you got it. You a goat, no debating who stop it. Ex tryna block it. Girl, you a west side thing, better tell them thug like Tupac it. God in your jeans, new pockets. New level, new devil, new monsters. And you back to slave. Stand for your people like Esther. Energy staying on Tesla. And you don't fall for that.
Welcome to the Out of the Box podcast. I am your host, J Got Soul. You are tuned in to season 2, episode 5 of the Out of the Box podcast. Thank you to those of you that have supported my podcast thus far. I'm going to need your support to continue to build on this platform. So if you're watching this segment, I would like to ask you all to share this broadcast so we can reach as many people as possible. I hope you enjoy this episode, but before we get started, let's have a word of prayer. Dear God, thank you for another opportunity to share this time and space with our guest, Alpha. God, we are grateful for the opportunity to share this time and space with our audience. We ask that you allow us to capture someone who needs to hear our show. We ask that you cover us in your protection, and amen. All right, you guys. So this week for our Mind Your Future with the Past in Mind segment, I want to reiterate that my brand, Black Money Matters Act Like It, has its own online store. We have a full inventory of hoodies, t-shirts, and a few hats left. The Black Money Matters Act Like It brand is here to remind you that every dollar you spend outside of our community does more harm than good. When you purchase some merchandise from my store, you are making a pledge to choose assets over liabilities, meaning you're choosing to grow your money as opposed to spending your money. You are then on your way to building generational wealth when you learn how to grow your money instead of spending it. So get connected with us and the brand and start your journey today. Check out my website at jgotsoul.com to see what we have to offer. In the meantime, y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
One look at you and my heart knew you were the one for me.
Not the type of nigga to brag, my lady got it all. Hey, yeah, she poppin' but never poppin' off. Plus she bad and bougie to top it off. So whoever trippin', they can knock it off. Not the type of nigga to brag, little baby got it all, yeah. Am I wrong? I just wanna show you off. Hey, only right I chop at the top is off. So tell whoever trippin', you the type that made me boss up.
Get your merch. Hit up jgotsoul.com. We're selling all kind of merch, talking about Black Money Matters. We need to put this message out so y'all help tap in and join the movement.
Yeah. You can't tell me what you got is not drugs, cause I'm addicted, keep me coming, let me cop up, yeah. And girl, you got me locked up.
All right, you guys, so let's get into our show. Today's guest is Alpha. Our guest is a dope artist, and he is 1/5 of the group called Legendary Minds. Alpha performed at our last collaborations event. His energy and his lyrical swag will have you hyped. So I'm excited to chop it up with our guest this morning. Out of the Box family, in the comments, help me welcome our guest, Alpha, to the show.
Hey.
Yo, what's good?
What's happening? Thank you for having me. I'm definitely happy to be here. And the brand is dope, by the way. I was rocking the hat the other day. People was asking.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure. All right, bro. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Just give them a quick introduction about who you are and what you do.
So again, my name is Alpha. It's actually an acronym that stands for A Life Fulfilled, Praising Him, Amen. Everybody's always like, Alpha's not spelled with an F. I'm like, I know.
Right.
But yeah, so I am a hip hop artist, an actor, dancer, And I'm also a certified life and wellness coach. And so that's what I do for the day job. As you would say, I work at a company called Hopix, and I run wellness for the staff there. And it's also something that I'm branching out, and I'm doing a lot more within my music as well. So there's like the twofold, right? There, I'm Wayne at work, and I'm Alpha when I'm doing my music and I'm sharing my art. And so I had to create another side of myself to really be able to express myself. So it's really opened up a lot too. So I really appreciate you allowing me to be here.
Yeah, that's dope. I appreciate that too. And I can definitely relate to that, like creating that outside, because that's how J Got Soul got started. You know what I'm saying? By day, I'm social worker. By night, I'm trying to write, educate our community and really get down to the bottom of those issues. So I think that's part of the reason why I connected so much with you, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But can you tell the audience where you from? Like, where do you grow up and that type of thing?
So I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I spent a great deal of time there, moving back and forth when I was a kid to LA. I live in Long Beach now. I went to Xavier University. That's a Xavier jacket right there in the picture.
Okay.
But, I went to Xavier University in New Orleans as well. Going back this week for homecoming. But New Orleans is always in my heart, even when I'm away from it. Whenever I talk to somebody from home, my accent comes out real quick. Don't take too much. But yeah, I moved back and forth a lot when I was a kid. Moms were trying to figure out where to stay and what to do. So I did a lot of transitioning, a lot of moving around. And I think that that's kind of what led me to getting into the art and different things like that. Because I was like, wait, it's too many different people I'm meeting. I need to find myself and be grounded in that. So yeah, but I currently live in Long Beach though. I lived in LA for a while. Me and LA didn't get along. So so I had to move out to Long Beach, and that's where I'm living at now.
Was it too crowded?
It was too crowded, and I think I was too friendly. Me coming from the South, I'm like, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hey, you don't want to talk to me? That's cool.
Ain't Southern hospitality out here.
Yeah, nah. It's not really out here like that. So, but in Long Beach, it's a little bit different. Like people it's a little slower. Like I think maybe LA was a little too fast paced for me too. When I first moved out here as an adult. New Orleans it's a city. It got the city feel. It's hype but it's still country. And so I definitely need that aspect. In Long Beach, I feel like kind of provides a little bit of that, even though maybe it's because it's a beach city. I don't know. It's just a little more laid back for me. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so can you tell us who is Alpha? Who's the identity behind Alpha?
The identity behind Alpha is really just self-expression. Like I'm all about self-care. I'm all about expressing myself. I'm all about just sharing what it is that's on my mind at the time without holding back. Even within my music, like I say, I'm a man of God, but I have to express myself sometimes. And sometimes I need to curse. And sometimes I need to, just get certain stuff off of me that's on me. And so Alpha was really created for that, because I felt like my day-to-day, I was becoming more of like, oh, let me try to fit in and let me try to do this and do that to make sure I don't offend nobody. But Alpha really gave me the permission to just be myself 100%. And that's really what I really want to guide and help other people do, is like, just be your authentic self and like be unapologetic about that. Don't be disrespectful. But find your authenticity and really promote that and give that to people. And if people don't accept it, then that's fine. That's not your tribe. You know what I'm saying? You got to find your tribe of people and you can move with them. And that's what I was able to find with Legendary Minds.
Man, that's important. That identity piece, especially as a Black man and a Black woman, because a lot of times we're told to shapeshift ourselves for comfortability of everybody outside of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, when do I get to be myself 100%? Because I'm being policed all the time. Something I say or do is not politically correct.
Right.
It's like, how do I express myself? You go to church and it's like, oh, don't use this language. You go to work, okay, don't wear your hair this way.
Right.
Where's that freedom? You know what I'm saying? And so that piece is very, very important, I think. So
and I'm finding too that the more that I open that door, the more the people that I attract, the people that I'm supposed to be around. And like even at work, me expressing myself more and put myself out there more, because before I would go in my little office, close the door,
Right.
I'm really shopping with too many people. But the more I put myself out there, like I created the position that I'm currently in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I submitted a proposal for it. They loved it. They, matched what I was looking for, and it just worked out.
Yeah.
So I also, and I know that you're an entrepreneur yourself, believe that being myself has opted me the opportunity to be an entrepreneur within the organization that I work for. I might start my business with something that's already grounded and planted, and kind of search and do some things and grow from there. So I definitely want to encourage everybody to just be yourself. And if you have an idea, to go after it and really make a plan for it and stick to it, because it can happen for you.
Yeah, that's some next level thinking, because a lot of times what ends up happening is we think we go into these jobs and we have to shrink ourselves to be in that space, as opposed to doing what you did, submit a proposal for something that you saw a need that need to be filled.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely forward thinking. And I think that that's definitely something that, we can utilize just from that example. Is like, hey, you have ideas, you're able to use them. You don't have to put them to the side and, try to sneak and do it. Like you can actually do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like I'm on a clock. I can talk. Got 5 minutes.
Right. Right. That was something that was important to me, because I just don't see any importance in going to work and you hating it.
Right.
And it's nothing that you could do about it. Like I just left my job and I hated the job, not the work, but the work experience, the workforce experience. I want to help people, but because there's so many different political issues and bureaucracy, I can't move in that space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Black, I'm homosexual. Those are 2 strikes already. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, bro, like, where do I fit?
Yeah.
And I'm really not into just shrinking myself no more. I'm like, this is who I am. It is what it is. What you pick apart is your problem, but I am who I am as a whole being. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's dope. That's dope. Congratulations on choosing yourself.
Appreciate
Because it's
it.
a difficult thing to do, especially I feel like in today's world is everybody's so under the microscope for everything that they do. And so, when people actually choose themselves and they walk in that and they're proud of that and they show that, you know what I'm saying? That's really dope to me. Like I definitely applaud you for doing that. And it's an inspiration. Like when I saw what you had going on with the clothing line, I saw you at the first show when Michael performed. I just came to support and I met you there. Okay. And then came back out and, I did the last show with you and I was like, man, like they got it moving. They got it going. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely love what you have going. And I want to let you know that you're doing the right thing from what I can see. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely.
I appreciate that. And that's why it's called Out of the Box Podcast, because I hopped outside of that box. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything has a purpose, like for me, at least. That's how I'm able to do what I do. I can't focus on myself. If I do that, I'm going to get scared. But it's a purpose behind all this. We need to talk about our money. We need to talk about wellness. So many people dying like back to back to back right now. And that's because of poor health and habits.
Right. And also like I was depressed for like 10 years, like super depressed. Like thoughts of suicide, like thought like, oh, the world would be a better place if I wasn't here. And when I started to come out of that, music is what really delivered me from that, like writing and like listening back to what I was writing. And I was like, oh, damn, that's how I feel. Like that's crazy. I didn't even know I felt like that, but being able to write it out and express it in that way is really what brought me out of it. And like colors got brighter coming out of the depression. And really that's why like the becoming is in front of Alpha, because I'm still becoming this person. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't even completely found myself yet, but I'm still choosing me and choosing to live in that. And so it's you're right. Like there's a lot of people that, the more I started to talk about me being depressed, the more I realized like, oh, it wasn't just me. Like I wasn't by myself. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other people that live in this world and live in this time and don't know what to do and really feel sad. And then wear this mask every day.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. No, I'm good. How you doing? All praise, highly favored. Yeah,
Right.
That's not really the lifestyle we live in. So I had to get out of that, and I really wanted to be not only get out of it myself, but lead people as much as I possibly could out of that darkness, because it is not a comfortable place to be in.
Yeah, that's real. That's super real. All right, you guys. So we're gonna take our first break. We'll be right back with Alpha, so y'all stay tuned.
Love and leave my heart, you got the keys. Shade the sun, we smoke beneath the trees. Autumn's calling, autumn's falling leaves. Crazy thought to think that you would leave. Love and leave my heart, you got the keys. Shade the sun, we smoke beneath the trees. Autumn's calling, autumn's falling leaves. Crazy thought to think that you would leave.
Some say life, it ain't fair. Some breathe air like it's rare. Some are chosen, while others fight to be cared for. Tell me, will you be there for all these trials that I bear? Cause shit been so lonely. You was my girl, stop backing off phony. You said this love, but then you don't show me. Say you moved on, but you cannot clone me. Move your head from front your eyes, hands around your waist. When your temper start to rise, who gon' still embrace? When you getting out of line, who gon' hold your place? When you hiding in your darkness, who gon' keep you safe? Why you can't reciprocate warm nights? Tell me when we change the goal, used to on sight. Not together, we're alone. Can what's left turn right? Or will the taste fizzle out like Sprite? Right.
Love and leave my heart, you got the keys. Shade the sun, we smoke beneath the trees. Autumn's calling, autumn's falling leaves. Crazy thought to think that you would leave. Love and leave my heart, you got the keys. Shade the sun, we smoke beneath the trees. Autumn's calling, autumn's falling leaves. Crazy thought to think that you would leave.
Lay your head down on my pillow, let me tuck you in. Toot that thing up on the side and let me dig for gems. Cheerios while you relax before we go again. Reminisce about that water, got that sink or swim. It wasn't just about the sex. We talked about our failures in the past we can't correct. The meanings of our names and secrets that I still protect. Now when I hear your name, your distant image got me vexed up a case fee. Treat me like a villain when you wish that you could see me. Supposed to go together, young Dollar Sign and Weezy. Supposed to make a home on some corner, you complete me. Supposed to take the throne, what you thought that shit was easy. I suppose I'll close my case. I'll give you my all, but I will not chase thoughts of being alone. Man, the streets ain't safe. Apologize for the heart's outbreaks. Sincerely, hey.
Love and leave my heart, you got the keys. Shade the sun, we smoke beneath the trees. Autumn's calling, autumn's falling leaves. Crazy thought to think that you would leave. Love and leave my heart, you got the keys. Shade the sun, we smoke beneath the trees. Autumn's calling, autumn's falling leaves. Crazy thought to think that you would leave.
You won't jump cause you scared. It's like you in love with your fear. You saw a song was back there that you can't see was right here. All that time that we shared, you can't make that disappear. I just had to be clear, I won't always be here. Snap back with the wave cap, true survivor mode, flowing click clack. If I gotta get it, nigga, get back. I don't wanna have to snap like Kit Kat. If you throw back, then I'm on that. I don't fall back when I'm on. Ooh, deep chat, she like do dash, stroke from long range and I'm gone. Ooh, I ain't picky, but I'm choosy. Top gun, that's my move. He say, every she say, but we all know who the truth is. Long term like the locks. Whoa, trading hands, flipping stocks. Whoa, big talk at the shop. Whoa, if I ain't him, then why not? Whoa.
Yo, that is fire.
Appreciate that.
Bro.
That. I ain't seen that video in a minute.
Yo,
That's
I love
fun.
the vibe, man. That vibe of that song is really dope. What was the inspiration behind that?
Just like heartbreak, you know. I definitely know different people have been through different things, and it was kind of like a reminiscent kind of song for me in the moment. And so when I was writing it, it just kind of like bled out, you know. And so I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep going with this. But yeah, that was pretty much what drove the song.
That's
For the
dope.
most part, yeah.
I love to see you dancing in your videos because you be getting it. You be getting it.
Hey man, you gotta have fun. You gotta have a good time. Like
Yeah.
I'm that guy. Like you go to the gym, I'm on the elliptical. Like yo, I'm that dude. I'm that dude.
That's
So.
funny. All right, let's discuss your journey leading into your artistry. Like how long have you been rapping and that type of thing?
I started rapping when I was a kid. My dad actually He still raps. And I would go out and do shows with him. I was like maybe 9, 10 years old. And be in the studio with him, just like chilling. And I kind of put it down for a while. Like I went through college. I was doing plays and doing dancing and doing other stuff, but I wasn't really doing music like that. So right after college, I would say I picked the pen back up. And it was, like I said, it was really because I was depressed, and it started as poetry. And I was like, let me start writing again. And I got with some of my boys from college that were doing some stuff, and I just fell in love with it. And I haven't stopped since. So it's definitely been a journey. I definitely take breaks just to kind of learn myself a little bit more, and to listen to what other people might be doing. You know what I'm saying, as far as writing styles. Like I'm really intrigued about writing styles and how people share their message. You know, it might not be a direct message. It might be something that's kind of like more fluff or more, you know, not straight to the point. So I like to learn about different ways that people write and try to introduce that to myself and challenge myself really when it comes to the pen, because I definitely love to write.
That's dope. Okay. So I like that you brought up the style, because that was my next question. How did you develop your style?
Coming from the South, my favorite artist is Andre 3000.
Okay.
And I always felt like he was really eclectic, like he can do anything. And my second favorite artist is Lil Wayne, coming from New Orleans. Yeah. And I always felt like he could do everything. Like he can bounce and do a different, like nowadays he's not doing as much as ever of everything. But those were two of my favorite people. And then I think that growing up in the city and the different kind of music that there was in New Orleans, like there's bounce music, and then there's jazz, and then, you know, there's so many different things. I feel like I can really dance in any pocket of music. And so I don't know if I necessarily have a particular style that I go to outside of how I like to write. I listen to like pop music, and the way that some of the pop artists write, I'm like, man, Sam Smith is smart. Like the way he wrote that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I really try to embody that and to add that to the style of music that I have. And then last but not least, I'm competitive. And so that aggression will come out when I'm doing a track with some of my brothers, Anthony Gray and Michael and Elance and Zay Truman. Like when we get together and we do stuff, I'm like, oh, I get to compete. Like, oh, this is fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that really drives you know, how I do certain things. It's not a compete like I don't want to see you shine too. It's like I want you to challenge me, and I want to challenge you too, so we can elevate and we can grow together. Yeah. A competition that I like to be in.
I like that. Okay. How long did you know like this was something that you wanted to pursue? Like when did you find out like, okay, this is what I want to pursue?
I think I've always known. Like in my heart of hearts, I've always wanted to do something in the entertainment world, something in the entertainment field. I always felt like I had a voice that needed to be shared. And I'm just I say within the last 3 or 4 years, I've just come to the point where it's like, nah, I'm going to share it. Like, I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to, like you were saying, I'm not going to keep myself in this box anymore. I'm going to put myself out there, and we just go see what happens. I'm just going to have some fun with it and see where it goes. But I feel like I've always kind of had a thing, something inside of me that was like, nah, man, go ahead, speak, share, do, be out there. Yeah. And for a while, I was like, nah. But you know, now I'm more active, and I'm trying to do a lot more, so it's fun.
Okay. What is your mission to your audience when you perform in front of people? What's the mission for them to receive? What do you want people to get from your performance?
I think number one, I want people to feel a vibe. I want people to feel like the movement in my music. And then two, I want them to hear the message. What it that I'm talking about? How am I saying the things that I'm saying? And what does it mean to you? You know, like everything is subjective and it's objective, right? So I wrote something personally. I penned this for me in a certain thing for me. But how do you interpret that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you, and then take it a step further, how are you interpreting the things that you're seeing in your day in and day out life?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like everything's about perception. Just like my depression, everything was really dark. And when I came out of that depression and started to be more of myself and becoming more of alpha, everything's light and bright now.
Mm-hmm.
I have the same eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about my perception. And so I really want people to feel that vibe, to get that movement, and then to also start to question, like, what is he saying? And what does that mean to me? And how can I take that message back out into whatever it is else that I'm doing?
Got you. Okay. So I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the health and wellness side of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell us a little bit about what you do in that realm.
So I'm a life coach. And so I assist individuals in what I say is becoming the best version of themselves. And whatever that is, you know, I don't know what that is. And that can constantly change. And so what I'm doing right now with the organization that I'm working with is I'm working with the staff on doing just that, introducing more wellness, like the financial literacy that you and I have spoken about, social wellness, occupational wellness, like that work-life balance. How do you really navigate that? And then also, like when you're coming into the office and you've been going through something, how do you navigate your work day? Like, I'm stressed. I don't feel like being here right now. So really just coming up and developing different activities to introduce the staff to build and to grow on that and to become the best version of themselves that can handle, like, look, I can't do this right now. Can you step in? Because I don't have the capacity for it. Or knowing it's okay for me to call in for work for a mental health day. Like I have to be physically sick for me to call into work. So just understanding certain things like that and really just becoming alpha. I think that alpha is a universal term. It's not just applied to men. It's applied to women as well. And so just really understanding what is the alpha in you and how can you project that and bring that out. That's really what my wellness mission is about.
Nice. Okay. All right, you guys. So we're going to take our second break. We'll be back and we're going to talk a little bit more about that health and wellness side, kind of dig deep into that. Yeah. But before we do that, we're going to take our next break. Y'all stay tuned.
Yeah. Elosito. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Saint Mike. Big man thing, you heard? Legendary. Yeah. Yeah. Big sound. Legendary come around, yeah. All my dogs want beef, yeah. When we got it by the pound, yeah. Yeah, we get it by the rounds, yeah. Empty the clip, shoot them out of the pound. They just wanna see my dogs in the pound. I'm just trying to get them free from the ground. I'm just trying to put the dream in the sky. Till all my niggas is riding on clouds. Flying Nimbus, go cool, need a GoPro that's attached to the crown. I just be like glory to the highest. Niggas want the smoke, we starting fires. Mars, yeah, we on the road, where the tires. Yeah, we got the dope with no supply. Miners on lightning, static to shock. Yeah. All of my life, I have been trapped in a box. I had to bleed, I had to roll up the sleeves. I got to shit out the mud. You only saw what you read, now the flow's for breeze. Yeah, I need a bag, E need a bag, Ant need a bag, Alpha need a bag, we need a bag. We're the bag, we are not going outside. Whoa.
Okay, I got so much on my fucking mental. Hey, lost my dad, had nothing else to cling to. Seeking blessing, holding curses, had to make some more room. Success is on the way, I'm about to show you. Big dog on play, no fear, all faith. Dominating this lane, look, got pain in my body, never really go away. Smells all in my face. Legendary game, and we on the cover. Never really fold, niggas built like a Hummer. Nigga, we give, can't take nothing from us. Dynamis game, nigga, y'all in trouble. Don't you see enemies get humble? Team need me, I'm there on the double. Take no breaks, all gas, full throttle. Rest in peace, pouring nigga out the bottle. Steadfast in this bitch, getting hard at the fight. Seeming's all I see is shade. Tell me who did the lights. Whoa.
Snap back with the wave cap, true survivor mode, flowing click clack. If I gotta get it, nigga, get back. I don't wanna have to snap like Kit Kat. If you throw back, then I'm on that. I don't fall back when I'm on. Ooh, deep chat, she like do dash, throw from long range and I'm gone. Ooh, I ain't picky, but I'm choosy. Top gun, that's my move. He say, every she say, but we all know who the truth is. Long term like the lock, whoa. trading hands, flipping stocks. Whoa, big talk at the shop. Whoa, if I ain't him, then why not? Whoa, fourth quarter and I'm closing. Team on my shoulders. Yeah. God said if you want it, then you gotta show me. Yeah. Some say that they chose it. Well, I gotta know it. Grade A with the filet, I was Stephen A in the morning. You cold and I'm polar. Yeah. Why race when it's over? Yeah. No limit, I to know you. Yeah. Sleeping niggas like a coma. Yeah. Case loads of the pesos, guarantees that satisfaction. Whoa. Ain't no looting rapping nowadays, I just do this shit for the passion. Say what you ask, say what you ask, say what you need, say what you need. I need that big talk, big spark when it's about green. All about green. You in the hall pass? Whoa. It's gonna be a feast. It's gonna be a feast. Don't even waste your time, you don't want it with me. Want it with me. Legends don't choose their shit, they just do what they know. I do what I know. Keep to myself quiet, they just watch you unfold. Girl, if you speak my name, just make sure it's bold.
I can't imagine it's my dog. You would never see me move slowly, this shit my dog. Every time y'all run, I finish first and it's a job. If you hate me, don't blame the team, I'm doing my job. I feel amazing, I can't lie. You can never kill my vibe, I pay no mind to these lies. Oh, lace made me aim for the sky. Family praying for my rise, me sky scraping, it's no surprise. Through the smoke and mirrors, look, I can see through small. You should never lose again like this and tall. Over time you fade away like chalk. So write it on the wall.
We are back with our guest, Becoming Alpha of Legendary Minds. So, how do you say the name of that song? Because I've been trying. I'm thinking Giving, but I don't know.
It's actually Gang.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So the
Gang.
A is okay.
The A is upside down, kind of like the N in Legendary is backwards.
Yeah. Ah,
It's your little creation, you know.
that's dope. That's dope. Okay. Now that song is fire. That song gets me hype every time. Every time.
Yeah, that was actually the first song we all recorded together, like ever. So that was really dope. And then being in shooting the video with Jay was really it was a really dope experience. Like the way that it came out, the way that it all happened was just completely organic. So I really appreciated that.
What was like the energy like? Because everybody had their own type of vibe, and I love that. Like I like the way Anthony comes out. He comes out hard. Like it's like he gonna give you that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all y'all have y'all different type of vibe. What was the energy behind that?
Really, to be honest with you, we just got the beat and we was like, just write. And we go in the studio and we go hear what you got when we get there. So it wasn't like we all writing together and kind of doing our thing. I think we kind of just felt off of each other. Like when Michael went in, it was like, okay, it's hype. You know what I'm saying? Ant went in. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay, Ant make me want to fight. Like, let me. Wait a minute.
Right.
You know, when it got to my verse, I was already kind of hype about it. But, you know, listening to what Ant did to the track was like, oh, I got to kill. Like, I got to kill. And so that was really what that was. And then Elance came in behind just to kind of like just take us out. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a perfect mesh. Like, it was really ordained for it to happen that way. Like, we definitely didn't plan on the song coming. We had no idea how the song was gonna come out. We just kind of did it, and I went over. I was excited, so I just kept writing. I was like, I'm sorry, I got way more than 16, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm loving this. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's dope. Okay, so back to the health and wellness part, the life coaching. I'm gonna ask you, what would you say is like the most important thing a person needs to do to find their peace and find peace within themselves?
They're probably already doing it, to be honest. It's really about just being really intentional about it. So we all have things that we really enjoy doing that make us feel good, that make us feel happy, that or people that we talk to or places that we go. And we just think, oh, I'm just gonna do this for the day. Or I'm just gonna write this right now. I'm just gonna eat this food, like, but really being intentional about it and thinking about what it is that you're doing while you're doing it, right? So my thing is writing. So as I'm writing something, I like feeling the paper. I like to write on paper, not just in the phone. I do that too, but feeling the paper beneath my palm as I'm writing, and like really taking that in and breathing with that, like, okay, I'm getting something out right now. You know what I'm saying? If it's food, like really embracing that smell. This kind of reminds me of, and so you start to teach yourself, one, how to breathe more intentionally and more effectively. And then two, just to be more mindful of, who you are and where you're at currently. I feel like the most peaceful you ever will be is when you start to get more in touch with yourself. And so it's really just about being intentional about that, walking in that and practicing it, because it's not easy the first 5 times you do it. But the more you do it, the more you practice it, and the more you're intentional about it, the better, the more peaceful you can become.
Okay. What would you say to somebody who's like someone who has so much trauma to the point where their body is just so uncomfortable? I've met people who their shoulders are like up here, and there was like points where I'm like, how about you take 3 deep breaths and see how that feels, and it relaxes your shoulders a little bit. Like for somebody who's in that position and they're always in survival mode, how would you try to lead them out of that space mentally?
I mean, I think the first step is to accept that that's where you're at, right? Like I'm in survival mode, because I felt like I was in survival mode for a while, personally, and that's always bring everything back to me. But that's why I love doing this, is because I feel like I've experienced so much. But I was in survival mode for such a long time, and I didn't even know it. Like I hadn't even embraced it. And I think the first step to doing that is to embrace, like, oh shoot, this is what's happening to me. When I get in survival mode, my shoulders do this. When I get in survival mode, I feel it. I feel this beat. My heartbeat feels a little bit different. I feel this aching in my stomach. I feel something in my knees, and really start to identify, like, what does your body do when you start to get there, so that as we start to learn, like you were just saying, take the deep breaths, you know when to do it outside of somebody telling you to do it. So I think the first step is really just to know I'm in survival mode right now. This is how I know I'm in survival mode, because my body is letting me know. And then figuring out what works best for you. Like meditation doesn't work for everyone. Deep breathing doesn't work for everyone. And so figuring out what is it. Running works for some people. Some people, hey, I don't like to run. That's why I be on
Me neither.
but just figuring out what works best for you and taking it from there. But the like I said, the first thing, and it's so important, is really just to identify where you are. And that could be a difficult thing to do. And I definitely recommend people go and find a therapist to do that. You can find a life coach to do that. Whatever you need to find, go and find that outside source if you can't do it within and of yourself. Like, I hear all the time how individuals will talk about, oh, God is my peace. God is my, but God also provided this person for you to be able to talk to too. Absolutely. So that's a resource that God is giving you. So use it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just put everything on God and on yourself. Sometimes God's message is in that person that's sitting right next to you. So, talk to that therapist, talk to that life coach, and really start to run some of those ideas so that you can get some of that messaging out and start to kind of break it down, because it could be a lot, So
no, for real. No, that's real. Because I started a journey 3 years ago for counseling. Now, I had a lot of trauma up until that point, and then I'm working in social work, and it's like, how can you help somebody when you're not in that position within yourself? What I'm saying? It's like you're pouring from an empty well. And so in that 3 years, I was challenged with so much, and I didn't even realize how much trauma I had. That's how much trauma it was, And so I start to think back, like, dang, my mama got to have a lot of trauma too. Dang, my dad got to have a lot of trauma. Some of this might be generational. So it's really important that you identify, but you got to go through that story. You know what I'm saying? Like, the story is where all that stuff comes up, because a lot of times we just thinking about right now, because I got to get these bills paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like decades of stuff that is causing you to not even remember that your bill should have been paid already.
Right. No, I agree with that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want you to.
Because I in uncovering some of that, right? Like, because there was a period of time that I felt like I was even mad at my mom and didn't even know for certain things, and mad at my dad about certain things and didn't really even know. And discovering certain things within of myself gave me the opportunity to, one, talk to them about some of the things that I might have been upset with. And albeit it didn't always go well, the conversation. But for me, it allowed me to heal a little bit and to forgive a little bit. That generational is crazy.
It's
Like
real.
stuff that we carry in our blood is
Mhm.
crazy from generation to generation. So it's you hit the nail on the head on that.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's also important to find somebody that understands.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because in that 3 years, my therapist was good at challenging me, and I'm the type of person you challenge me, I'm coming back at you. So it is what it is, right?
Right.
But she didn't understand my experience. And
Mhm.
so that's where I had the problem because as a Black woman going to a therapist, I have to explain my trauma. And then if you don't believe it,
Right.
now I have to try to make you believe it. That's double work for me
Right.
while I'm trying to deal with my stress. And then there's more stress happening every day. It's just too
Right.
much,
Yeah.
you know? And so finding that perfect match as well, somebody that you can relate to is also another important piece because if you don't, then you'll give up. You know, there's a lot of people be like, nope, I went to somebody and I'm telling them all my business and it just wasn't a good match. And so
Mhm.
they leave it alone and carry all that still,
Yeah.
you know?
It's really like I kind of reference into like dating, right? So
Mhm.
like you go on dates and you share information about yourself and you might share yourself with this person, you know what I'm saying? But that isn't just because it didn't work out doesn't mean that you don't still continue to date and try to find what it is that you're looking for. Now you might take a break and be like, you know what, I just kind of need to work on me right now. I'm not really feeling that. I'm not doing this, but eventually you get back into that pool. And so
Right.
it's the same thing when you're looking for the right coach or the right counselor or therapist. It's the same thing. Like not everybody is the perfect fit. You know what I'm saying? The very first time. Like I thought for a long time I was looking for like a Black male.
Mm.
I couldn't find one because it's not too many Black males in the field. So I started working with working with a white male that had a background in theater, and I was like, okay, maybe we'll have some understanding here. And it was cool for a while, but after the time I was like, so my therapist now is a Black woman. And she's probably even around my age, but there's an understanding that she has about my life, like you were saying, that it's like, okay, now I feel like I can really kind of dive into certain things that I might not have felt comfortable about. And the fact that you're the same age as me, it's like you're a peer of mine. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm talking to my grandmother and I'm gonna be disrespectful if I curse. So, you know what I'm saying? So you're right about that. Like you got to find the right person.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have any new projects that you're working on as far as the music goes?
Yes. So Legendary Minds is actually going to be, we actually just dropped a mixtape earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's out on SoundCloud.
Super fire.
Yeah.
I endorse it.
No, please continue to share that because I love that. I love that. And then myself personally, I have a couple of singles that are going to be coming out. I took a step back because I had a lot going on. So I'm kind of preparing everything for the new year.
Got you.
So I'll have some stuff. I might have one more song drop this year, but I'll have some singles coming next year. And I also have another project, self-titled Becoming Alpha, to kind of walk through that journey, as well as a book that I'm starting to work on and a lot of other stuff that I got going. So the book isn't coming anytime soon, but I want to throw it out there so that I can look back at this and be like, write your book, bro.
I said it on the book. Hey, I am in the same position as you. I started my book. I'm just having a hard time getting through it because it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I got all this stuff going on. So I definitely feel that. I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hold me accountable.
I got you. We're gonna have to do it for each other because
right. I got you too.
Okay. What about any performances? I know you guys just had your was it the first concert?
Yeah, it was our first it was our first Legendary Nights concert where we had kind of a showcase. We brought out other artists and we performed as a unit, and we also just had some merch and different stuff like that out, and we plan on doing this a lot more often. Currently we're planning to do something for the community for Thanksgiving. And we also plan on doing a toy drive in December for Christmas. So those are the next things coming up. We kind of wanted to end the year off giving back because we felt like we received so much love and appreciation this year for the things that we've done. We definitely want to give back to the community. And then next year, really start to do more shows and do more things like that. So first it's about giving, and then we'll start to give still. But just in a different way.
No, that's dope. That's super dope. Please give me the information to how I can support that because that's dope. Okay, so what's the most important lesson you've learned from your journey?
Ooh, sheesh. The most important lesson that I've learned from my journey is to accept that I make mistakes, and to embrace them and to let them go. I'm not perfect. For a long time, I had this whole perfectionist kind of mindset where it's like, nah, I gotta make every shot I shoot as a hooper. If I miss, like, what you mean I missed? And so really just accepting, like, yo, you know what? Sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes things happen. I don't do everything right. But you know what? That was yesterday, and I have a chance to improve on that tomorrow or an hour later. It's really about your perspective and how you really see it. So that's probably the biggest lesson that I've learned over the years, just to forgive myself.
Got you. Okay, dope. Okay, so last question, we're about to wrap up, but what platforms can the listeners find you on? Give them a little information about you. If you got a whole little spiel, go ahead, share that so they can know how to find you and all that good stuff.
Working on that spiel. So you can find me on Instagram at becoming_alpha, ALFPHA. I'm on all social media platforms under the same thing, Twitter, TikTok. I need to use TikTok a little bit more, to be honest with you.
Hey, it works. The algorithm is getting it. So
right. It does work. It does. So I need to hop on that. And then you can find myself as well as the crew under Legendary with an I, minds.com. All our music is there. You can find all our social networks there. And then everything else is just, as far as the music and everything goes, you can look for Legendary Minds and Alpha for all streaming platforms for the music. So that's pretty much where you can find me at. And on Out of the Box podcast, you heard.
I appreciate you, I appreciate you. This has been super, super dope. So yeah, and we're gonna link, because we already got some stuff we was talking about, and I'm definitely willing to keep that going, because I want to do everything to kind of build the community in the right way, in a healthy way.
Right.
I think we do a lot of unhealthy things together, and I feel like we can start doing those healthy things together.
Right. It's a nice balance. It's a nice balance. Right. A little bit of both. We can do a little bit of both.
Right. So yeah, we definitely gonna work. But all right, you guys. So we're gonna wrap up the show. Thank you all for tuning in with our guest, Alpha. We hope you enjoyed the show, but before we head out, check out my website at jgotsoul.com. We have so much valuable content for you to check out. We also have merchandise for you all to purchase as well, which serves as a reminder that Black money matters, so act like it. Be sure to get caught up on episodes 1 through 4 of season 1 and stay up to date on season 2 of the podcast. Head over to my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube channel at jgotsoul. Thank you all for watching. We are out.
Peace.
Outside, it's to my surprise, they shot down in the street. Must be a sin, the skin that I'm in, this I supposed to be. I feel stuck, I feel stuck, I feel stuck, I feel stuck.
I seen a grown man cry for his mama away. He was handcuffed on his stomach, facing the concrete. He uttered these words and it echoed out, I can't breathe. On his neck was a cop with his motherfucking knee. I'ma get back to that. Look, it's a vibe like I'm loving the film. Me and my nigga Alpha, yeah, we had it again. Always transcending, never following the trend. Despite all this bad news that's invading the land. Nigga can't wait, man, I really gotta go get it. Everybody panicking, sweating this pandemic. People losing face, man, it's scary, hauling their feelings. Niggas on the bounce like a G's, hitting the switches. Ain't true for a minute, slow true for a minute. He ain't over, my nigga gotta endure for a minute. This is not the end, man, it's only just the beginning. Chill, black man, you really gotta replenish before I blaze this. Let me weigh in on a little situation called racing. All the situation I've been facing was prevalent, is a hatred. White skin scream out privilege, dark skin filled of prisons. I'm hearing motherfuckers say equal rights, okay, motherfucker, let's trade skin. Fuck this piece, got rage on my mental, best out, stressed out, palm on my pistol. Everybody looting and looting, I want a piece too. Justify anger and rage, but I want peace too.
I can walk outside, it's to my surprise, they shot down in the street. Must be a sin, the skin that I'm in, this I supposed to be. I feel
cause every time I hit the mic, I love pussy and procrastinate. Let's not talk about advice. These days I give gratitude for a little sound advice. But everybody in they feeling shit. Everybody needs some healing. Sick of silence, time to make some noise. Grown men acting like some boys. I'm a victim, had to make a choice. Learn from my living sabotage. I had to lace up the shoes. Meditate for my news. Medicate with the crew. I got a whole lot to lose. Shit, I'm so serious. Races really got me out there curious. Has to be a reason that you fear us. Is it really best of my appearance? Just because I got a big dick, got some big lips, you're really out there furious? Just because I got some brown skin that need lotion, you think that y'all can kill me? Tell me what your logic be. Do you even think of me? When you see the blood come pouring out, tell me what color you see. Asking truly cause it makes no sense. Y'all got every single benefit. All I wanna do is raise my kids and show them how to live, but I got time to give, but this is what it is.
I can walk outside into my surprise, be shot down in the street. Must be a sin, skin that I'm in, this I supposed to be. I feel stuck, I feel stuck, I feel stuck, I feel stuck. I can walk outside into my surprise, be shot down in the street. Must be a sin, skin that I'm in, this